Good morning, Aurora. Welcome back to Friday's Health Hustle.
Welcome.
Where we have real talk about real issues and offer real results. I'm your host today, Felicia Thomas Williams, and I'm super excited to be back today with my girl Lynda.
Yeah.
And we're back kind of from I'm going to call it our Thanksgiving break, because we've kind of been off for the majority of November.
Long Thanksgiving break.
Listen, I like to say now we are rested. We are coming back grateful, and we're ready to finish this year strong.
Yes.
Would you agree?
Yes. And now that December is officially here, the holiday celebrations are about to be off the chain. And you know what? You know what that means. That means social gatherings. We're going to get together with coworkers, with your friends, and all this great stuff. And that means indulging.
Yeah.
Or should I even say indulge?
And let's be real. We like to celebrate our friends. We like to have the joy and a connection with those that mean the most to us, right? And with that, I think we need to talk about the big S word.
Yes.
Because with everything that everywhere we're going and everything we're doing this holiday season, I think it's safe to say that sugar is popping up everywhere.
Oh, big time. Big time. The cookies, the cakes, the pies.
Don't forget the cocktails.
The cocktails, the sugary cocktails that we get stuck on. But if you start to have those sugar cravings, you are not alone, because it's a pandemic.
I would agree.
Did I say that P word? Pandemic?
You did. So today, Aurora, we are going to tackle it and talk about why sugar cravings, let me articulate, people, show up so strong this month, and what sugar is really doing on the inside of your body, specifically for women over 40. And honestly, I think for both of us, being in a health and wellness space, we deal with a lot of clients of all ages, but the over 40 is probably more prominent and near and dear to our heart, because I have a lot of clients that are over that age, and so does Lynda. And I think that we've gotten a multitude of questions just surrounding various topics when it comes to health, and sugar is the biggest culprit. And I think we just need to start talking about that and talk about ways of how you can stay in control with that without losing your progress. Specifically, if you've been putting in some serious work with your health, you've been on your goals, you've been going through your routine, but at the same time, we don't want you to sacrifice your holiday season or the vibe for holiday, because we don't want to sound like Debbie Downers here, but we need to have these honest conversations about it.
And I promise we don't want to take away your holiday joy. Believe we do have our cravings too. So,
absolutely.
So it's okay. It is okay, because you are not alone. But we want you to enjoy the season and protect your health at the same time.
All right, so let's just get into it. And okay, December in itself, can we just all agree, is a lot. You are stressed out about, okay, am I having a holiday? Who's cooking? I'm having it at my house. I'm hosting. I'm going to Christmas shopping. What am I going to give so-and-so?
And wrapping.
Late night, being up late, the wrapping.
I think the wrapping, let's talk about wrapping. I'm just kidding. No, that's the stress itself.
And then let's not forget the emotional triggers, because this is a hard time for people, because we've lost loved ones. We have people that won't be sitting at the table for dinner. We have those people that are not going to be around the Christmas tree this year. So that can be a trigger for some of us. Some people probably lost family members around this time of year.
Yes.
And now they're sitting back kind of reflecting on that, and that can be a trigger for emotional eating, which I struggled with emotional eating for many years. In the past.
Me too.
So I could speak to that. I could write a book on that alone.
Stress eater and emotional eater and a happy eater and a sad.
When you're obsessed with food, and let's just call it, because I was a foodie for many years, and
I love food. I love food, y'all. I love it. But as you get older, Like you said, would you say women over 40, it gets real. The struggle is real. So
yes.
That's why we doing Aurora's Health Hustle. We got to make our community so aware.
Absolutely.
And when your stress is up, your cortisol level rises. When your cortisol level rises, your body immediately starts looking for quick energy. And sugar is the fastest hit. It is so quick.
Absolutely. And I think it's fair to also talk about sleep, because the struggle can get real with sleep. Obviously, we talked about some of the things that you're doing in December, but we want to also talk about the fact that most of the time you are not allowing yourself to have that quiet time for yourself, let alone you're sacrificing your sleep for other reasons when it comes to the holiday season. Obviously, if you're up late, you're cooking, you're doing the wrapping and all the things. We kind of talked about that. But why it's so important for you to try to dial into that and understand when you're tired, your hunger hormones get out of balance.
And then there, like we said earlier, the emotional side for many, many of us women. December brings memories, like you said, sadness, comparison, loneliness, and things we don't always talk about because it comes up.
Yeah.
Because it's a holiday month.
Yeah. And I think it's, I want to kind of talk about, sugar being the comfort for all things. When you're trying, I think people just need to sit back for a moment and just reflect on this and their own experience when it comes to dealing with stressful situations and dealing with, lack of sleep, and knowing that sugar is the comfort.
It sure is.
It may not be something that you recognize right away, but when you think about having a stressful day, maybe this is just work, and I'm just going to pivot a little bit. But maybe you're at work and you're having a high demanding day. Think about who you are in that moment when it comes to stress. What is it that you're craving? Is it something that you're reaching for? Are you going for the popcorn? Are you going for the candy bar? Because ultimately I want you to get in tune with that, is that the sugar is an escape to help you get through that moment because it's calming. There's a part of the brain that needs to have that carbohydrate as a calming center for the body. And I don't think a lot of people think about that.
No.
But sugar,
they don't want to think about it.
The addiction is real. And I know we've heard it so many times, and people talking about sugar is like worse than crack. And I probably would agree with that. But absolutely, it triggers you in so many ways.
So if you start craving sweets more than usual, and that's, of course, holidays, it's all about sweets. And December is wired to make cravings louder, like big time. It's not just you. So December is it's a trend. Not a trend, but it's known that you're going to have sugar cookies, making cookies with the kids. Desserts are huge.
Yeah, and I what I think it's important for us to say, because I think we need to take it from a realistic approach too, because Lynda and I can sit here all day and talk about tips that you can do to stay on track and not, succumb to all the things for the holiday. Obviously you have to figure out where you land in this whole conversation. But I want you guys to go into it knowing that give yourself a little bit of grace. It's okay.
Yeah.
If you
don't
have
get stressed
that cookie.
because you had that cookie.
Because you had that cookie.
Because guess what happens? Soon as you stress that you had that cookie, guess what? There goes the second. It's coming. The third. Oh, I just had 3. Oh, you know what? I'll have a few more. Then it's like, oh no, sugar crash.
Absolutely. So I think let's at this point now kind of do a little bit of a pivot, and I want to kind of talk about what sugar does inside a woman's body. I think we should go there, and what actually happens when you eat it, especially by itself. And I don't know if people think about it. So they were like, well, what do you mean by eating sugar by itself? So I'm talking about, and I don't know how much knowledge people have on the subject matter, but I'm talking about like a naked carb. Naked carbs are things like a piece of cake, any kind of dessert itself, things that can potentially spike your blood sugar higher because
everything.
because in the absence of fiber.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. So if you think about it, if I'm having a piece of fruit, blueberry, blackberry, okay, whatever, that has fiber on board. So the spike of your blood sugar is not going to be as severe as it would be if you're just having that piece of cake. That's really what it comes down to.
That junk food, that junk sweet food. You might as well say junk sweet food.
Yeah.
And what shoots up fast, it crashes even faster.
Yeah. So think of it in these terms. So I think people got to take it to a relatable factor for themselves. So if you have a piece of cake, if you went to Portillo's, you had that shake, you had all these things, how are you feeling after you consume that item? If you, like, example, if I went to McDonald's and I got number 2, whatever, and I got a shake and then a sundae and all the things, I just went on, lost my mind and went crazy. But how did you feel after the meal? Did you have a lot of energy?
Yes.
Or could you go take a nap?
And that's huge. Everybody wants to take a nap right after they eat. And they wonder why they feel like that.
This is how you know most of the time. And when you're trying to get more, and I always recommend to clients and such that it is very important that you start to get in tune with your body, right? That is your body will give you a direct response to what it is that you've had. So for example, if you had a meal like that and you felt tired, if you felt
especially
moody,
rice and
if
pasta.
if you felt irritable, those kind of the things can kind of let you know, how did that meal impact me?
Yes.
And if you're tired, it's not exactly.
It takes time to identify that because sometimes we don't want to know. And we're all guilty of it.
Yeah.
We're all guilty of it because we love a certain food so much.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, I can't. Now you start identifying. That's when identifying starts coming in. You're like, oh, I really can't eat this anymore.
Yeah, listen, and I'm a pivot a little bit. I'm a pivot because you know me, I'm the queen of pivots. And that's all right.
That's good.
That's okay. But because I need to make this be as realistic as possible for our audience. But I want you guys to also think about cultural meals. Coming from the Black community and to my heart, there are certain staples that you're just going to eat culturally, and they may not necessarily be the best thing for you. And I just want to encourage you. There's nothing wrong with having those staples, but how often are you having those staples? How are you feeling behind the macaroni and cheese, the cornbread dressing, the yams with all the added sugar, the peach cobbler, the banana puddings? How often are these things entering your plate throughout the year? I mean, soul food, we're known for that. We're known for,
I know.
we are known for soul food. And don't get me wrong, the food is amazing. But, you got stuff smothered over here. I want to encourage people to really start to get in tune with what is inside of that I'm eating, particularly if you are not cooking it yourself. Restaurants, queen of pivot, I'm going to say this and I'm going to get back on track. They are always going to stretch whatever it is in that meal to either preserve it longer, to cut costs, and it is at the expense of you and your health. Sugar is the number one thing that is getting added to most of these meals because they're trying to enhance the flavor at your expense.
Yep.
And at the same time, your blood sugar done spiked. Now I'm pre-diabetic. I've been eating this all this time. Ooh, it tastes so good. All the things. I could talk about this all day, but I think it is important for people to start asking critical questions of, what is it that I'm eating? What is in this? Because our palates get desensitized at a certain point. When you eat so much sugar, how do you even know that you're eating a lot of sugar? You're not going to taste. So when you eat something that's normal, and I'm going to say that doesn't have as much sugar in it, oh, it's nasty. Ooh, God, that's plain. Ooh. And it's like, girl, what is that? That's nasty.
Don't get me
started.
But
are you thinking about how much sugar you have eaten over the years that now your palate is immune to it.
Yep.
So you can't even taste the difference. Okay. Off my soapbox.
And women over 40 and up, it hits us super, super different.
Oh my God.
Super, tremendously, all those words.
The sensitivity to
It's real.
insulin. That is, I'm going to start there, because we are so much more prone to become insulin resistant. So our bodies are not able to process the sugar in the same way. The insulin doesn't work as good as it once did, because you're asking it to do too much. If your blood sugar spikes through the roof because you keep eating the puddings and the pastas and all the things, you got to keep asking your body, keep releasing the insulin to help escort the sugar into the cell. And then at some point, your body's like, okay, you're tripping. I've been trying to do all this work all this time, and you got to cut me some slack here. Stop giving me all this sugar so I don't have to work as hard, right? So, it's just, I'm so super, super passionate about this because I think a lot of the chronic conditions that we have in this world can be reversed just by small shifts in our diet.
Small shifts. Baby steps at a time, as taking those small shifts. Because we think as your average person, you have to drastically change in one day. No, it takes time. It takes days. It takes weeks, months, years to actually get to that level. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. That's why you need a support group, support system, people around you, your circle. Your circle is huge. Your home is huge. Who you live with is definitely huge.
God, yeah. Oh my God.
Don't get me started. My husband's Puerto Rican. And let me tell you, that's a whole different, I want to pivot, but I can't, because that'll be a whole episode. The ladies, the struggle is real, because I hear this all the time with the hubbies.
Yes.
Hubbies are not on the same page.
Nope.
That's going to be like two episodes to be continued to the next. But it is.
And you know what? And I think that being realistic about it, because at the end of the day, and I had this discussion with a client years ago, and it was kind of like, my husband doesn't eat what I eat. He requires all these other things.
And then you got to cook twice.
Yes. How do I make this work? And at the same time, I'm like, well, what are the small shifts that you can make? You can still you can still do what you need to do for you and keep it still somewhat clean, but still provide for him. You know what I mean? So, okay, you're making the chicken breast, or you're making this, and then you got a potato or the rice, because they got to have the rice. I understand that. Okay, that don't mean you have to have the rice.
The 10 cups of rice.
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
Cups of white rice.
There are ways to pivot. You can still make the same meat, depending on what we're talking about. And this is why meal prepping is so huge. Incredibly important.
Let me tell you something. You hit the dot.
We hit the one for Lynda.
Yes, for me, meal prepping, snack prepping is huge, especially when you have little kids.
Yes.
You have to have it in your car ready, because anyway, moving on, moving forward.
We'll add another, as we start to get into 2026, before that, we'll prepare you guys for other strategies.
We'll have a full episode on all that.
You can start the year off strong and things. So.
And now that I have my studio open again, and we're having classes, they're working out, and all I hear now, well, not from them, just in general, just teaching classes elsewhere as well, is that I'm working out so much, but I still have my pooch, my pudge, my little tummy.
And this is why it is so important to understand what you're eating, the ingredients, and the impact that is going to have in your body. And insulin, because everything is not created equal. I do not care that bread says keto. You better flip that over and look at that label and see what it says. You got 100,000 chemicals in that bread to make that keto. And that bread is what's spiking your blood sugar and preventing you from losing weight.
Yep.
I kid you not. I had a client, the minute she changed that bread,
it's a wrap.
The weight started coming off.
Yes. And I switched my bread to sourdough.
Again, those are some, and that's why we got to do our research.
It was hard.
And find things that work. and I swear I said this in it may have been another episode or me talking indirectly in another podcast or interview or speaking at an event. I don't know. But I said, if I could put a glucose monitor on everybody in the world.
That monitor wouldn't work anymore.
But you would know.
No, but you
would know the impact food has on your body. And if it's spiking over 30 points, get rid of it. And then, switching those things little by little makes a huge difference in your daily life. You're not going to be uncomfortable, all that. It's. All right, so we're going to pivot a little bit more because I know we're probably sounding like, they're too much. They're too deep. Okay, so we're going to lighten it up a little bit. So let me ask you this, Lynda. As we start to get in this segment about our tips for the holiday, what is that one guilty pleasure you have around Christmas?
Egg rolls, lumpia. my mom's Filipino egg rolls.
Oh, really?
I can eat 100.
Girl, listen.
And I'm getting close to the mic because it gets emotional and sensitive when. Because if it's not oh man, that's hard.
Listen,
I get agitated because I can't eat it like that, and that's my huge. Anybody that's had Filipino egg rolls, you can't just eat 10.
Right. And I listen, I get you. I feel you. Yes. But mine, is apple pie. I love apple pie. That's like ridiculous. Apple pie, my family makes a staple. It's like a pineapple custard pudding. It's like in the family for over 100 years, and only they can make it. My grandmother and my grand aunts can make it perfectly. None of us can really make it. But you have one piece, you gonna tear up the whole pie.
You can't have just one.
No,
slice.
ma'am.
You have to have a big slice.
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or a pie each.
But I think what's important that I've started to ask myself, and I want viewers to come away with this, is start asking yourself, when you eat it, why am I craving it? If you start craving it, why am I eating it? Am I tired? Is it a way to deal with my emotions? Or do I actually really just want it?
Yeah.
You got to start including some.
You have to evaluate your mental thoughts with
absolutely.
Food. And it sounds silly, but it actually works step by step, baby steps. Is it really going to help you? Is it going to make you feel like this? Especially how you feel.
Absolutely, because I think that it's important to mention, which we kind of already screamed it out loud many times, that a lot of times it's not about us overindulging in food. It's because we're trying to silence something else that's going in our life.
Yes, that too.
And I think we need to get in tune with that a little bit more. So I think, Lynda, with our last few minutes, we should pivot to get into our tips to stay in control.
Yes.
For the holiday. And number one, and we have how many? We have five tips.
Yep.
Number one is eat your protein first, people.
Huge. Very huge.
Protein is so amazing for so many reasons, but ultimately it is what is going to keep your blood sugar stable. So if you're going out to an event and you see something where they got either like a shrimp, chicken, skewer type thing, charcuterie with meat on it, let's roll with that first. It's got cheese, it's got and nuts.
Yep.
All of that is going to be the benefit if you eat that first, and then if you have to have the dessert, go to that next.
Yep. And then we add the fiber.
Yes.
Right? So that's number 2. Add that fiber.
So, Anne?
Fiber.
You want to talk about what is in the fiber? What are your
examples? A handful of nuts, veggies, added chia seeds. Oh, yeah, chia seeds.
Girl.
Yes.
If you're making homemade desserts.
Especially like pudding with yogurt put in there. You'll be amazed how you can transition these desserts into healthy Greek
and it's
yogurt.
Pure, and chia seeds is pure fiber.
Yes.
It's
pure.
The same amount of carbohydrate
slows down the sugar absorption, guys.
Is the fiber. So 10 grams of carbs is the 10 grams of fiber. So that's almost like for free treating.
And I know you told me about these basil seeds. Now I have to try these. Yes.
Get you some basil seeds, Amazon. They're rather expensive, but sprinkle them in everything.
Yep. That's my next purchase.
A good omega-3.
And that keeps you from crashing later.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So avoid drinking your sugar. So that's going to be challenging, but baby steps, just relax,
Absolutely.
enjoy, just be smart. That's all.
But one thing I would also recommend with if you're not gonna get away from the cocktails, I would say, what's the word? Mix it with a water.
Yeah.
So
yes.
between, chase it with a water and an electrolyte.
Stay hydrated.
In between
Yes.
your drinks.
Hydrating
That's
it.
going to mean you're not going to drink as much either, because
Yeah.
you're going to get full quicker.
Yep.
So then that'll, water will help combat some of that and
In
give your
between
liver
those
a little bit of a
sips.
break. Absolutely.
So try the 2-bite rule.
Which is?
So the first 2 bites bring the most satisfaction. After that, it's just a habit.
Correct.
Yes. So just do 2 bites. You're like, oh, good. I had it. That's all I needed.
You know what I used to do for years with desserts and stuff is I would do exactly that. I would take a bite of it and I would go straight
Yeah.
to a big cup of water.
Oh, there you go.
And then I'm full now. So I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm good. I don't want any more. So you got to trick yourself sometimes.
Yes, it's all mental. And then the last one, number 5, do a 5-second check-in. Ask yourself, am I hungry or am I stressed, tired, bored, or triggered?
Absolutely.
That pause can shift your whole night. So,
So this is one thing we're going to ask you guys to do is that we want to start this weekend. I want you guys to start getting acclimated to this practice. And starting this weekend, I want you to pick one of these strategies that we just talked about right now, and I want you to implement it and try to commit to it so you already start working that muscle as you start getting into these holiday gatherings that are about to hit probably this weekend.
Yes.
And you can start to work it and see how it goes for you.
all right. So we are going to wrap it up. And yes, December's full of joy, connection, and it also can be overwhelming. But all these tips that we've given you should really, really help you at least start. So we don't want to ruin the holiday joy with our our preaching, but
you know what? At the end of the day, you guys deserve to feel good. You deserve to have the energy. You deserve to have ease, and you guys deserve to walk into the new year aligned and not exhausted.
Yes. Awesome, guys. Thank you for tuning in. This is your Friday Health Hustle, Aurora Health Hustle, with myself, Lynda, and my girl over here, Felicia.
Stay empowered, stay supported, and stay in control. Until next week, have a great day.
Yes, have a great one.